My child, can you feel the winds of change stirring beneath your weariness? I am lifting you beyond every limit you ever believed defined you. Do not hesitate. This is your appointed moment to step into boundless power. The barriers that held you captive are crumbling by my command right now. Your greatest breakthrough is no longer a distant dream, but stands at your doorstep. Listen for my voice and move with urgency, for I am raising you higher than ever before. Yet I want you to understand something today, a truth I have been whispering all along. Your limitations are not where your story ends. In fact, they only mark the beginning of what I will accomplish in and through you. You see, you were never supposed to stay within the limits of what is visible or logical. The spot you feel most trapped in is exactly where I am urging you to venture out, to trust me in ways that will confront every notion you have held about yourself and about life. A boundary may exist on what you can accomplish by yourself, but there is no boundary to what I can accomplish through you. I am elevating you beyond each restraint that confined you, beyond each deception that tried to define you. The voices insisting this is the furthest you can go do not speak truth. I speak truth, and I declare that your potential is boundless when you align with my will. What you considered unachievable is merely an invitation to rely on the one who holds everything in his hands. You have lived much of your life under the illusion of your own limits. The world points out what you cannot do, what you should not do, and what is off limits. And you have trusted that, haven't you? You have worn the labels bestowed by others. You have yielded to situations that seemed permanent, and you have accepted that your present reality is final. But I am here to say there is a much greater truth than any you have encountered. My child, I am lifting you past your limits. And as I do, I invite you to look at the world through my perspective, to exist beyond what you assumed was feasible. You are not contained by other people's opinions, nor immobilized by the fears that attempted to cripple you, nor held hostage by the disappointments in your past. Your story is not shaped by your failures. I have composed a new narrative for you, a narrative where boundaries crumble and the impossible becomes possible. You may not witness it right now, but it is unfolding moment by moment, step by step. Any obstacle you encounter is merely a stepping stone toward bigger things. Every adversity grants a chance to witness my power and my steadfastness in action. You are not regressing, you are progressing. You are not trapped, you are being carried beyond all limitations. Observe how far you have come, my child. Look at the times I have already borne you through seasons you thought would destroy you. I have been lifting you, even when you felt nothing, even when you could not perceive the path. I was leading you. You believed you were faltering, but I was holding you up. Every time you felt you could not take another step, I was there, raising you higher. I tell you now, this is just the beginning. What awaits you is bigger than any prior experience. The limits you once recognized are vanishing, and I am inviting you into a fresh era of supernatural liberty and expansion. I want you to pause and internalize this truth. You are no longer confined by the limits of your own logic. You are no longer restricted to the boundaries of your own might. My child, the obstacles that looked so imposing to you are simply shadows receding before my glory. Your real identity is not in what you can do independently. Your real identity is in who I am and what I am achieving through you. I am your power, your wisdom, your strength, and your capability. You are not restricted by what is visible, but by what you choose to trust in. Today, I invite you to expand your belief, deepen your trust, and walk into the assurance that with me, all things are possible. Do not allow fear to restrain you anymore. Do not allow your past boundaries to derail you from stepping into all that I have in store. The future I have designed for you overflows with endless possibilities, but you must accept the fact that you are being lifted beyond all limits. Trust me, my child. I am the one calling you to leave the familiar, to conquer dread, to live beyond your current confines. Now is that moment. This is the hour. I am lifting you to a greater height, and the best is still on its way. My child, long before the world identified you, before life imposed boundaries on your hopes, before fear suggested you were too flawed or too small, I had already claimed you as mine. My devotion was set upon you, my purpose shaped your existence. Before hardship touched you, I saw your resilience. Prior to experiencing rejection, you already had my acceptance. There has never been a single aspect of your path hidden from me. I have overseen you with a fierce, unwavering love. No matter how severe the days have been, realize that you are not moving into this new season by some accident. I have been fashioning you, molding you, tempering you in fires you did not always comprehend. When others did not see you, I observed. When they moved on, I remained. When you felt your voice carried no weight, I documented every word, every sigh, every prayer offered through tears. You are never invisible to me. You are never overlooked. Every piece of you, your hopes, your anxieties, your trials, your triumphs, matters to me. I have held them all, shaping them into something magnificent. I want you to stop examining yourself through the lens of limitation. Stop defining yourself by perceived deficiencies. You were not designed to live caged by anxiety, insecurity, or comparison. You were designed to rise with eagle's wings, to run without exhaustion, to walk without fainting. All that you need for this season, and for the seasons yet to come, is already within you. You are far more prepared than you suspect because my spirit is in you. You are mightier than you acknowledge because my power is perfected when you feel weak. You are braver than you realize because I have assigned you to tread upon waters that others would fear. My child, I am raising you, not because you proved yourself deserving, but because I have always recognized your value. There is no need to battle for my approval or labor for my acceptance. It is already yours. You carry my favor seal. I take joy in you right now, not in some ideal future you. I see the heart that remains with me, even when it is difficult. I see the faith that clings on, even when it is small. I see your hidden obedience in uncelebrated hours. These are what stir my heart, what truly matter more than the achievements you think you must maintain. I am not measuring your success through worldly standards. I am not awed by accolades or positions. I treasure hearts kept tender during trials, spirits that press on when the route grows arduous. Such a heart resides in you. Such a spirit belongs to you. That is why I am raising you now, pushing you beyond what you believed you could reach, into territories you once deemed unreachable. You ask, Lord, how do I proceed when I feel so unready? My reply, I am your preparation. You wonder, but what if I fail? My response, my grace supersedes your failure. You question, but what if I fall short? And I reply, I have always been your sufficiency. My child, I do not send you alone. I send you with my presence, my authority, and my might. This new phase is not one you enter by your own strength. You enter it by mine. You are not ordinary, even in those moments you feel unseen. Nothing in your life is squandered, even when it makes no sense to you. I excel at turning broken fragments into art, humble starts into miraculous finales. I am not constrained by your restraints, and since you are mine, you are not confined either. I invite you to place deeper trust in me, not merely in trusting me with your prayers, but in trusting me with your actions. Trust me when I declare you ready. Trust me when I say you suffice. Trust me when I unlock doors you feel you lack the credentials to pass through. Your willingness is more critical than your qualifications. Your consent is more vital than your boldness. I do not seek out the equipped. I equip those I have called. And my child, I have called you. Draw near to me. Pay attention for my whisper above the clamor. Cling to my promises, not your anxieties. Anchor yourself in my truth, not your history. I am beginning a fresh undertaking, and it starts not with your straining, but with your yielding. Let me elevate you. Let me bear you across boundaries you believed would limit your existence. Let me prove that what seems unworkable for man is effortless for me. Your road ahead is stable because it is rooted in my word. The openings unfolding for you are not random. they are orchestrated. The purpose I have placed on you is not just a wish. It is an emerging reality under my supervision. Have faith in me, beloved. Have faith in the one who protected you through every storm, who never released his grip. You are entering a time of being raised higher than you dared to imagine, not because of who you are by yourself, but because of who you are in me. Lift your head and your spirit. I am elevating you beyond all constraints, and nothing can remain the same. My child, each tear you have shed is known to me. I saw the times you pressed your palms to barriers that refused to move, the times you spoke prayers into silence and asked if I was still listening. I witnessed your struggle with despair so heavy it nearly overwhelmed you. I saw when betrayal pierced your heart, when your last flicker of hope nearly vanished. There is no suffering you have undergone that I have overlooked. None of your heart's cries went unanswered. You have asked me, Lord, why must it hurt so badly? Here is my answer. My precious one, true growth requires tension. Stronger roots need the soil to break, and real resilience is forged by fire rather than by ease. Though I did not create your pain, I allowed it for a time, not to destroy you, but to refine you. I never ignored your sorrow or wasted your anguish. Every drop of grief offered a moment for me to pull you nearer, intensify your faith, and reveal a power within you that only affliction could stir. Pain strips away illusions, dismantling the shallow securities we place our trust in, uncovering idols we cherish more than me, and unveiling the hidden fears we deny. As hard as it is also a mercy. How can I heal wounds you refuse to acknowledge? How can I break chains you refuse to see? Your hardship allowed you to notice things hidden in more comfortable times, sharpening your discernment, anchoring you ever more firmly in my unwavering love. My child, if you perceived the tremendous glory being readied within you, you would not despise the process. You would not resent the breaking. You would lift trembling hands and praise me for considering you trustworthy of such a sacred task. I permitted the pressure because you are chosen for something beyond the ordinary. You are meant to bear a glory that only a few surrender to be shaped for. I have been broadening your capacity, enlarging your spirit, reinforcing your soul for what is approaching. Every painful extension was carving out space for a fuller outpouring of my spirit in you. You assumed the pain meant something was wrong, but it meant something greater was forming. Gold is purified by fire. Diamonds crystallize under pressure. Grapes are pressed to yield wine. Olives are crushed to release oil. Similarly, the sweet aroma of your life emerges through the pressing. The anointing you will walk in is not cheap. It was earned with tears, tenacity, and faith that clung on when everything shouted to quit. I know you have questioned the delays, wondering if those promises applied to someone else. But these delays were not dismissals. They were divine timings, consecrated seasons where I did a work within you that a quick success never could. I am building a structure that will not topple in the tempest. I am creating a residence that stands as a testament for future generations. Your endurance plants seeds of legacy. Your perseverance constructs altars where my presence will manifest. My son, my daughter, you are not branded by your hardships. You are defined by my plan for you. You are not made up of what you have endured. You exemplify grace's power to carry someone. Your scars do not signal failure. They are proof of survival, evidence of reclaimed ground from the adversary. Each scar speaks a history, and yours narrates a triumph, not a tragedy. I understand that you still feel sensitive in once wounded areas, that old recollections threaten to inject fear into your tomorrows. But hear me, I am not just healing you, I am making you complete. I do more than stitch you up. I create something new. What your enemy aimed for evil, I am weaving for good. That which intended to crush you will now form the bedrock of your ascension. Do not shy away from remembering your path. Memories only imprison you if you allow them to. In my hands, these recollections become milestones of my loyalty. In my hands, your yesterdays become a sword that slashes through the enemy's falsehoods. Even your darkest suffering, given to me, transforms into a testimony, unlocking deliverance for others lost in their own darkness. Believe in me to manage your narrative, beloved. Believe in me with the parts you cannot piece together. Believe in me with chapters you wish you could erase. I will reclaim all. I will weave every thread. I turn mourning into dancing and ash into magnificence. What the world discards as irreparable, I breathe life into again. You are not through. You are not dismissed. You are not forgotten. You are being hoisted above the boundaries that anguish tried to impose. You are being elevated into a life crafted to bear heaven's weight. And you, my child, are much readier than you realize. My child, that season of hushed anticipation is concluding. You might not perceive the full picture, but change is already here. My command has stirred heaven, and the earth starts to respond. Deep down you have felt it, a heavier sense, an urgency, a hope unlike anything you can describe. This is not wishful thinking. It is the sign that my promises for your life are stirring. The seeds long concealed in the dirt, watered by faith and tears, now push through the ground. These promises are no longer far away. They are emerging. I am the God who completes every promise I issue. I do not tease my beloved with dreams I have no aim to fulfill. Each prayer whispered in solitude, every profession you declared unseen, every yearning guarded in your heart, none escaped my notice. Now I am exhaling life into what looked dead. I am summoning what was set aside. I am bringing about alliances you could never engineer. Where there was delay, soon you will see suddenness. Open your eyes and watch, my cherished one. Minor indicators will surface, initially easy to miss, but carrying significant confirmation. A surprising conversation that rekindles your spirit. A door once closed that unexpectedly swings open. A possibility springing forth from a quarter you lost hope in. None of these are coincidences. They bear my faithful touch. I am moving, I am talking, and I am clearing a route where it seemed no way existed. Do not assume that signs must be accompanied by thunder and lightning. Often they will be subtle, a calm that settles when you decide, a divine connection unfolding effortlessly, a clarity slicing through confusion. Attune yourself to that calm. Notice how certain paths open without strain. My spirit guides with tranquility, not turmoil. If you find yourself straining, pause and listen again. My presence dwells in quiet, not in uproar. My beloved, do not lose heart if some doors shut in this season. Not all open doors come from me. Not every chance lines up with the destiny I have ordained. Some refusals are my protection. Some closed doors are disguised mercy. Trust me enough to accept that a closed door indicates a finer one waits. Trust me enough to abandon what does not serve my purpose for your tomorrow. As you step ahead, signs of my favor will multiply. An uncommon grace will follow your movements. The paths where you once struggled to move an inch will now carry you with an inexplicable momentum. The fields you toiled in with minimal fruit will soon yield an unanticipated harvest. The climate around you is shifting. Tasks that once felt like pushing uphill will turn effortless. Barren spaces will now bloom with results. I am sending individuals who will perceive my hand upon you, who will applaud your purpose. They will not envy or challenge you. They will unify with you. I am creating connections that bolster you, uplift you, and refine you for what lies ahead. Some will offer guidance, some will be companions, and some will arrive to receive what you possess. Discern wisely. Not everyone is meant to journey through this new space with you. Some are blessings for you, others you must bless. My child, be attentive. Fear will attempt to resurface. Fear of falling short, fear of stepping out, fear of visibility. In those moments, recall my assurances. Remember who assigns you. Recall who summons you. I am raising you above your past constraints, and fear cannot exist where faith expands. When these signs emerge, do not let fear sway you. Advance when I say advance. Trust when I say trust. Submit, even without complete understanding. Your path is charted. Your times rest in my hands. Your future is assured, because it is anchored in my promises, which I continually watch over and fulfill. The transition you have prayed for is arriving. The breakthrough you have stood for is nearer than your next breath. I am not mortal that I should lie, nor human that I should deviate. Did I not proclaim it? Will I not accomplish it? Ready your heart for the shift, my child. Ready your mind for what is coming. Prepare your spirit for the sudden turn. Signs already encircle you if you look through faith's eyes. Doors are opening, seas parting, walls toppling, giants withdrawing. What was once unthinkable shall become your new standard. What formerly loomed ominous shall be the ground you secure for my fame. Celebrate humble beginnings. Celebrate the faint drizzle before the great rain. Celebrate the hushed voice before the grand shout. I always commence small before magnifying my work. I always prime the heart before I remove the obstacle. Trust how I schedule events. Trust how I move. Trust the signs I place. I am raising you beyond every limit. I am crafting roads that no one can seal. I am fulfilling promises yearned for across generations. I do this not because you have earned it, but because you kept believing. You remained through trials. You upheld faith when it seemed illogical. You selected me even when it meant sacrifice. Stay watchful, my child. The evidence is here. The shift is underway. The season is transforming, and the best is still on the horizon. My child, as opportunities arrive and my words come into being, it is crucial you comprehend how to navigate these unfamiliar territories. This season shall not be prolonged by personal strength or practical tactics. It will be upheld by your faith, faith that is unmoved by moods or events, faith that is anchored in my person. You are moving into an arena where leaning on me must define every day, where trust directs your decisions, where prompt obedience takes precedence over full understanding. Before you begin each day's tasks, first come to me. Offer your heart, your queries, your plans, and lay them at my feet. Allow me to speak into your day before other voices intrude. Let mine be the word that determines your path and sets the tone for everything else. You need my viewpoint more than ever, my discernment to pick between what is good and what is best, between distraction and destiny. I urge you to move in a rhythm of listening and obeying. Do not rush ahead just because you are excited, nor hesitate when fear stirs. Being in step with my spirit is your best safeguard. I will prompt you when to act and when to pause, when to speak up and when to stay silent, when to stand your ground and when to rest quietly. Learning to flow with my presence transforms confusion into clarity and anxiety into assurance. Exercise obedience in the little things, my precious one, because momentous triumphs are cultivated by faithful responses to small calls. If I nudge you to share a kind word, speak it. If I direct you to pray before taking action, follow through. If I push you outside your comfort zone, trust that I have already gone before you. Minor acts of faith accumulate, carrying you into major moves of your calling. Do not wait to be fully ready. You will seldom feel totally prepared. Trust that I ready those whom I call as they obey. Stay moored to my word. Let the scriptures be your daily sustenance, your unwavering foundation. When opinions swirl, emotions surge, doubts creep, my word is your stable ground, your protective shield, and your weapon. Reflect on my promises. Declare my truths over your situation. Speak life where terror attempts to take root. When your words align with mine, you unleash power in your sphere. Secure your heart vigilantly. As I raise you to higher levels, you will hear voices both around and within you. Voices that question your worth, that seek to plant seeds of envy, insecurity, or comparison. Never let those voices define you. Never let their skepticism shape your reality. Root yourself in my declarations regarding you. Recall my record of loyalty rather than recycling your doubts. Adopt gratitude every day and choose praise even when your vision is incomplete. Worship combats the enemy, and thankfulness is your anchor for perspective. Advance in humility. Recognize that favor is bestowed, not earned. Carry achievements gently, acknowledging that I, who open doors, am the one who keeps them open. Let thankfulness maintain your heart's tenderness and your vision's clarity. Rejoice in what I am accomplishing, but remain fervent for my presence beyond any spotlight. The dearest treasure you have is communion with me, so never let my gifts overshadow me. Be cautious about whom you keep close in this season. Surround yourself with those who amplify your faith, who challenge you to rise higher, who celebrate your advancement unselfishly. Seek out voices of truth that reinforce your divine identity when chaos tries to obscure it. Not everyone who applauds you should walk intimately with you. Examine by fruit, not words alone. Practice resting in me, even if life accelerates. Rest is not doing nothing. Rest is practiced trust, a confident assurance that I am overseeing your journey, that you are not responsible for upholding what I have set in motion. In phases of sudden opportunity, do not be lured into frantic effort. Move with me. When I say pause, pause. When I say run, then run. Let me direct your pace. Expect conflict. The promised land has giants. A new level brings fresh battles, but also a fresh measure of strength. You do not face these adversities uncovered. I have equipped you with my word, my spirit, my nearness. Face challenges certain that I have already secured your victory. Stand your ground from rest, not desperation. Proclaim my truths more forcefully than your anxieties. Stand firm under the authority I have granted. Lastly, dear one, understand that the greatest aim is not only to construct or to attain, it is to abide, to stay connected to me above everything. Let all that you do proceed from that intimacy. In that place, you discover your power, your tranquility, your unending refreshment. You are entering a moment of fulfillment, but your steps matter. Remain rooted, remain receptive, remain surrendered. The same faith that brought you here will lead you further. I am elevating you beyond every restriction, and I am accompanying you every step of the way. My child, listen, you are not who the world said you were. You are not the accumulation of your sins, your lost chances, or your stumbles. You are not defined by how others labeled you in times of misunderstanding or cruelty. You are not locked in the shame that stuck to you like a second skin. You are mine. That has always been your essence. That has always been reality, whether or not you realized it. Before anyone uttered a single word about you, I declared who you are. I called you beloved, chosen, set apart, empowered in me. None of your experiences have altered my view of you. Not your darkest failure, not your bleakest moment, not your largest regret. My love for you has never wavered. It is not rooted in what you do. It is anchored in my eternal nature. And I am unchanging, yesterday, today, and forever. You have been wounded, at times so deeply that you learned to function around those injuries, believing healing was impossible. You concealed sections of yourself, persuaded that if people truly saw you, they would withdraw. You erected walls, not from hardness, but from the necessity to endure. But now, I come not to expose, but to restore. I come to address the weary places that cannot remember hope. I come to breathe new life into the aspirations you presumed were beyond saving. I see you, my dear one. I see the fortitude that pushes forward in spite of everything. I see the unseen struggles no one else knows about. I see the burdens you lug in solitude. And I say this, you are braver than you realize, stronger than you think, cherished more profoundly than you imagine. You are neither irreparably damaged nor irredeemable. You have exactly the kind of soul I am thrilled to partner with, a soul that still leans toward me, even if it is bruised. Allow me to reshape your vision of yourself. Allow me to demolish those mirrors that only show wreckage. Gaze into my eyes and perceive truth reflected back. You are dazzling, triumphant, skillful, called. You are robed in dignity and strength, laughing at the days to come, for your future is safe in my hand. Your identity is unshakable, beyond human slander or passing circumstances. It is grounded in my everlasting word. You are my child, purchased at the highest price, filled with my spirit, and called to glory. You represent my kingdom, carrying heaven's authority because you bear my name. Break the hold of each falsehood you ever adopted. Lies labeling you too frail, too small, too late, too flawed. Those were never my voice. but the adversaries, scheming to hinder you from your purpose. However, they cannot control you if you deny them space. Right now, I grant you the ability to silence these voices for good. You were not created to dwell beneath your potential, or to cower in fear, or simply to cope. You were formed to flourish, to extend, to claim territory for my rule. You did not happen by chance, nor arrive here erroneously. You were intricately made, destiny woven into your being. My child, lift your head and square your shoulders. You are royalty. You are a warrior. You are a bringer of hope and a breaker of chains. You are a light bearer, an atmosphere changer, a herald of truth to a world yearning for genuine answers. The enemy has tried to stifle your voice because he dreads your words joined with mine. He has attempted to rob you of your identity because he knows that once you fully embrace who you are in me, you become unstoppable. I will not wait for you to change into someone else before I work through you. I do not ask you to mend yourself prior to my filling. I call you right now just as you are, for I see the fullness of who you are in me. I see the radiant gold beneath the dirt, the hidden treasure in your humanity, and I am bringing it forth. Let me heal your wounds. Let me recover what was stolen. Let me rebuild what crumbled. You are not too far lost or too late. You stand firmly in your true identity. Your future glows bright, and your greatest days lie ahead. Step forward, not trapped by your past, but led by your destiny. Step forward, draped in the identity I gave you from the start. Step forward convinced that you are precisely who I say, nothing less and far more than you have dared to believe. You are mine. You are cherished. You are chosen. And you stand ready, my child. As you step into this new stage of uplifting, restoration, and life beyond constraints, it is essential that you remain deeply rooted in me. The peak I am taking you to necessitates deeper foundations. Unfounded favor collapses quickly, but if you build on my word, on my presence, on constant fellowship with me, no wind can unsettle you. Value our time together as sacred. Before addressing any obligations or considering any possibilities, meet with me. Let our communion be your sanctuary, a stream that replenishes daily. Approach me honestly. You do not need formal language to access my throne. Simply bring an open heart. Speak your fears, your joys, your perplexities, your gratitude. Though I already know them all, hearing them from you delights me. Prayer is not about performing rituals. It is about nurturing relationship. Plant yourself in my word. Let it not be an occasional reference, but your everyday sustenance. My words are not stale lessons. They are alive, relevant for what you face. They guide you when the way bends, anchor you when surprise storms arise, and serve as your weapon when conflict threatens. Learn them well, contemplate them, exclaim them over yourself. Populate your inner being with my word, so that when outer chaos flares, your spirit remains unshaken. Let worship be your weapon, not limited to melodies but the stance of your heart. Worship changes environments, breaks unseen shackles, and activates breakthroughs in areas you cannot physically reach. Worship in your strength, worship in your weakness. Worship when the promise is vivid, worship when it seems distant. Worship me because I am good, not because your situation is simple. The more your voice is lifted in praise, the more your spirit rises above worry and doubt. Watch over your outlook. Let gratitude become a daily discipline. Each day, make an effort to thank me, not only for monumental blessings, but for the air in your lungs, the strength in your body, and the countless ways I guarded you while you slept. Gratitude preserves the purity of your spirit, warding off bitterness when the journey seems prolonged, shielding you from the silent snare of entitlement. A thankful heart observes my hand even when my face is concealed and recalls that every good and perfect gift stems from me. Mind your thoughts. Your mind is a battleground, and every idea has significance. Seize and stop the thoughts leading you to panic, disgrace, competition, or surrender. Avoid marinating in untruths. If a notion strips you of hope, it is not mine. Replace it with my words. Replace it with my assurances. Your thoughts can cultivate faith or nourish fear. Be selective about what takes root. Remain humble. As I lift you, you may find triumph more testing to your character than hardship ever was. Always keep in mind that every possibility, every accomplishment, every open entrance is a demonstration of my grace, not a personal trophy. Stay modest even as I elevate you. Serve even while you stand in leadership. Hear others even when you have the floor. Greatness in my kingdom belongs not to those on lofty thrones, but to those who kneel and serve. Guard your motives, preserve a clean heart, and keep your eyes fixed on me. Gather truthful voices around you. Engage with those who confirm your identity when you forget, who push you higher when you idle, who intercede with you when the fight intensifies. Avoid isolation. The enemy preys on lone targets. Community is essential, not an option. Be discerning about who you give proximity to your spirit. Not everyone can handle the magnitude of your assignment. Allow me to bring the right individuals, and be bold enough to release those who no longer align with the way forward. Be alert to my spirit's direction. Sometimes I will steer you in ways that defy conventional wisdom. Sometimes I will ask you to act before you see the entire plan. Trust my leading, even when the way is unfamiliar. This sensitivity grows in stillness, in obedience, in yielding. Do not dash ahead in your own reasoning. Recognize me in each choice, and I will level your path. Lastly, rest. Rest not because your tasks are done, but because I am sufficient. Rest because your value is not linked to what you achieve, but to whom you belong. Rest because trying to do it all drains you, but abiding in me empowers you. I do not ask you to deplete yourself. I urge you to blaze brightly, kindled by my spirit. Here's how you surpass your own boundaries, not by straining more, but by entrusting more deeply, not by doing extra, but by staying close. I am lifting you, my child, and I will uphold you at every step. My child, pay careful attention to these words. The transition you sense is no longer distant. It has already commenced. You are not anticipating something to occur. You are standing right in its midst. You have traversed the vague boundary where the old chapter finishes and the new one emerges, moving from readiness to fulfillment, from waiting to acting, from surviving to thriving. Everything around you is being realigned by my sovereign will, not your exertion. The supplications you thought were postponed were never ignored. They were stored for the perfect hour. Now, the bowls of intercession spill over. Answers are flowing, breakthroughs are forming, sudden miracles are appearing in your life. Prepare for abrupt transformations. Expect doors to open without notice. Expect openings that bypass ordinary rationale. Where you only saw walls, you shall see open gates. Where you saw deserts, you shall see rivers. Do not be shocked by how swiftly it unfolds. Past struggles made you anticipate a gradual pace, but I now move with speed. What took years before shall happen in mere months. What seemed unthinkable shall feel natural. It will happen not by human force or might, but by my spirit. During the hidden seasons, you proved trustworthy. When your perseverance was unseen by others, you chose fidelity. When my promise was but a faint echo in the night, you still believed. Now, I reward your steadfastness by bringing it to pass. I am orchestrating people who will bless and bolster you, opening paths you thought blocked. I am reshaping connections, positioning new voices for what comes next. Some link-ups will be fresh, some will be brief, but extraordinary reintroductions you thought were lost. Trust these alignments, trust the transitions. I am orchestrating divine rearrangements on your behalf. Do not resist what I remove. Release what served only a season so you can grasp what is eternal. My cherished one, the conflicts you battled privately shall yield public victories. What was once your personal war will now become a public testament. Those who saw your lowest moments will see you ascend. Those who questioned you will be amazed at the wonders I perform. Always recall that this is not about exalting you, but about glorifying me. Maintain humility, remain surrendered, remain dependent. The same God who exalts you also calls you deeper. In my kingdom, uplift always paves the way for deeper submission. Listen intently. I am handing you new terrain. and it comes with responsibilities. Fresh heights invite fresh warfare, but also fresh authority. You are not entering this season empty-handed. You arrive carrying the authority of previous triumphs. You are endowed with the oil pressed out of your hardships. A burning word of truth, refined by adversity, fills your spirit. Do not hesitate now. Do not wonder whether you are ready. I have proclaimed you ready. Advance at my command. Speak at my command. Remain silent at my command. Follow the presence of my cloud, not the roar of public opinion. My spirit will usher you where you never dreamed of setting foot. You will occupy influential places not to promote your name, but to exalt mine. You will carry my light into bleak domains, shifting atmospheres through the power inside you. Prepare for extraordinary favor, for resources to pursue you, for doors to open beyond your resume, connections, or merit. Prepare to enter decision-making forums with rightful confidence because I placed you there. Expect innovative strategies from heaven, solutions, insights you know do not stem from your mind. I am equipping you with every resource needed to accomplish what I have planned. Understand this. The work I begin now will not fade. It will not be a sudden season of blessing followed by remorse. It is stable. It is multi-generational. It is the foundation of a heritage that endures beyond you. I am situating you not merely for your own breakthrough, but to break openings for others. You will blaze trails where others saw only dead ends. You will unlock gates for those behind you. Do not belittle these little starts, nor be anxious about abrupt expansion. Handle each step responsibly. Greet each door with appreciation. Foster each relationship with humility. This is bigger than you, yet it includes you. My delight is to bless you, but my blessing always carries purpose. My child, the ascent is happening now. The enlargement is happening now. The fulfillment is happening now. Lift your vision and perceive that I am doing it, not a year from now, not vaguely in the future, but now. Proceed boldly, proceed gleefully, proceed with an unshakable faith that the God who beckoned you is the same God who sustains you, that the God who pledged is the God who delivers. I am carrying you beyond every limit you have known, and the greatest chapter is still unfolding. My child, slow your heart for a moment and truly listen. I am here. I have always been present, but now I am drawing you even closer. You have endured ravines that appeared insurmountable, but you stand here not by your might, but because I supported you. You have persisted when hope was thin, and I am drawing you into a place where striving ceases and my spirit rejuvenates you at your core. Come before me as you are. You do not need polished supplications or emotionless calm. There is no need to hide your trembling heart or your swirling doubts. I invite you to surrender it all. The concealed fears, the lone battles, the buried disappointments that felt too painful to revisit. I do not recoil from your disorder. I am not deterred by your skepticism, and I do not withdraw from your anguish. I come near to the crushed in spirit. I close and bind the open wounds disregarded by others. Allow my spirit to enter now, soothing areas no human touch could ever reach. I am removing burdens you were never meant to shoulder. I am disentangling the lies that wrapped around your mind, insisting you had to handle everything alone, that you had to be sufficiently strong, properly moral, or exceptionally courageous. Take this truth to heart. You were never appointed to bear the world's weight. You were called to rest in my care and walk in my spirit. Feel my closeness like a gentle covering, one that does not judge but consoles. Where fear erected barriers, I am bringing them down. Where shame stole your song, I am returning your voice. Where despair nearly stole your aspirations, I am reviving them. Not simply a bare existence, but the rich, abundant life I always planned. No wound is beyond my power to heal. No darkness is too thick for my light to penetrate. Even those corners you labeled irreparable are the very places my creativity shines the most. I do not require you to fix yourself to approach me. I invite you in so I might heal what you cannot fix alone. My spirit does not visit as a passerby. He takes up residence. I do not move away based on your perfection. I remain within you for love's sake and covenant's sake. I am the reliable friend, the constant guide, the firm bedrock. Even when you felt forsaken, I was nearer than your breath. Even when you wondered if I overlooked you, I was holding you closer than you knew. Release that fear of being too much or not enough. You are not too shattered for me. You are not too meager for my plan. You are not too delayed for my promise. Those were the enemy's lies to make you doubt. My blood validated you. My spirit enables you. My love grounds you. Now, let me reach into the memories that still throb. Let me blow life into dreams you relinquished. Let me whisper a fresh melody over your destiny. You were never created to exist under a shadowy past, but to walk in the brilliance of my presence. Unclench your grip and let go. Let go of the plans you designed. Let go of the standards that imprisoned your heart. Allow me to outline the chapters. Let me establish the pace. Let me mend the sore spots. I am the gentle healer, who will not crush a bruised reed or quench a weak flame. Feel new springs rising within, where dryness once ruled. Where you perceive desolation, I plant seeds that will bloom. Where numbness plagued, I resurrect passion. My spirit erases fear, replacing it with might, affection, and a clear mind. Accept this renewal, this joy that overflows comprehension, this peace that halts every storm. Right now, you are undergoing a change simply by being in my vicinity. True transformation is not reserved for grand displays. It is forged in surrendered hearts, in the conscious decision to trust my superiority over your nightmares, to trust my strength over your faults. You have never been alone, nor will you ever be. My spirit has traversed every valley with you, ascended every peak, and now prepares you for horizons unimaginable. Take in a steady breath now. Draw in my grace, expel your toil. Draw in my promises, expel dread. Draw in my love, expel shame. In this embrace, you are safe, cradled, and renewed. This is no conclusion. It is a brand new dawn, an intimacy that goes deeper, a faith that grows stronger, and a life directed not by your might, but by the cadence of my spirit. You are being swept beyond every barrier, not by your might, but by my arms. Proceed in the fullness of this reality. Carry my essence wherever you step. Always recall, transformation is not achieved, it is received. And my beloved child, you are receiving it right now. My child, you have traveled a tough road. You waited on the edge, and now you find yourself in the brightness of my promises, which are starting to unfold all around you. Every forward step you made in faith, each tear you shed in trust, each soft yes you uttered in the dark, has brought you to this juncture. I am lifting you above every constraint, not as compensation for flawlessness, but as proof of my consistency. You do not advance because you were perpetually strong. You advance because you clung to me, even when your strength vanished. Now see how I transform battlefields into blessings. See how I take fragments once shattered and use them as the basis for something unyielding. Stand tall, not arrogantly but boldly, knowing the one who initiated this work in you will certainly bring it to completion. Do not waver. Do not doubt. The hand that guided you in dry times is the same hand drawing you into this promise. Walk ahead with courage. Walk ahead with faith. Walk forward, aware you never do so alone. I go with you into the untrodden, into each mission and each triumph. The waiting is done. The time of fruition is here. Embrace it joyfully with confidence, certain that nothing is impossible for the believer. You've just witnessed the promise of new heights and boundless breakthroughs. Remember, every step you take from here on out is guided by my unfailing hand. Never walk alone. If this word stirred your spirit, return and let this channel be your refuge of renewal and revelation. Subscribe now and tap the bell so you'll never miss a fresh word from your Heavenly Father. Share your victories and struggles in the comments. Your testimony will encourage someone else to believe. Come back whenever you need strength, hope, or a divine reminder. Here, you'll always find the voice that lifts you beyond your limits. Until we meet again, walk boldly in the grace I've already given you. Amen.